Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Do not forget to like, comment, and click the red button below your screen to subscribe on Custom Reports TV.
Hello and thanks for staying with us. A total of 24 trucks with petrol arrested at Idiroko border. Also on customs report, customs intercept jerry cans of petrol products in Coffin in Ogun State. Plus more report on revenue generation by Krikri Lighter Terminal in Lagos. Details shortly. I am Igiseme Itinye. Stay tuned. Customs intercept 24 trucks loaded with petroleum products along the nation's border. The Controller General of Customs, who was represented at the occasion, said the ongoing border drill will further improve the nation's economy. He was represented by the Deputy Controller General of Customs in charge of enforcement, investigation, and inspection, said the seizure was successfully carried out alongside with men of the command. The NSA representative, a Major General, described the operation by border drill as remarkable. He said that since the operation of the exercise, the transborder crime has reduced. The Deputy Controller General of Customs, who was also conducted around the seizure by ACG Zone A, Controller FOU, and Controller Idiroko Ogunwan, said that the custom is in good shape to work out and destroy smugglers all over the country. The Deputy Controller General of Customs in charge of enforcement, investigation, and inspection, who represented the Controller General of Customs, said the seizure was successfully done as a result of ongoing partial border closure. He said the partial border closure has also contributed to the rise in revenue throughout the country.
Without being told, it's tied to the partial closure because you close the known borders, people become very desperate to use unexpected means to move things.
Also speaking at the event, the Major General who represented the National Security Advisor described the exercise as remarkable. The NSA said since the operation, there has been a downward trend in the area of organized crime, particularly smuggling and irregular migration.
Successes are remarkable because if you look at it in terms of security, there has been a downward trend in the transnational organized crimes at the rate, particularly smuggling, irregular migration, and most of things which you have seen right here before you. In terms of economics, you can see there's a big improvement in terms of revenue generation and even other socio-economic activities. If you look at the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria have also commended the partial border closure. If you look at the rice, farmers have also commended it. Even people that have been embarking on a lot of rural farming activities, especially in the poultry business, they have also commended the partial border closure because they have seen that there is a commitment of the federal government to ensure that they succeed in generating their own revenue and by developing their own capacity to be able to improve in the agricultural sector.
Customs also wants smugglers operating at Ogun State Command to stop smuggling.
It shows the desperation. Yes, it shows the desperation, and it shows that the drill officers are really on top of it. Because when people start going to the extreme, it means that the man who is doing the job has actually sealed it up.
Okay.
Yes. Of course, that's a truism. You can see, without the synergy, it will be difficult to pack this kind of volatile product here. Without synergy, you know the environment we are, that the environment alone is volatile. And so to move to pick 5 bags of rice around Idiroko, I know how many officers that have died here. I served here. And I know they are burnt 5 officers in one hut. So we know how volatile the place is. So this success couldn't have been possible without synergy.
Since the border drill exercise, goods worth 4 billion naira, according to the customs, have been seized throughout the country. You are watching the program Customs Report. The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted 2 caskets loaded with petroleum products along the nation's border. The customs accepted 13 jerry cans of 25 liters and 6 jerry cans of 10 liters concealed inside 2 caskets. The seized items were being conveyed by smugglers with the intention of smuggling the item across the border and also to neighboring countries with a Maxar 626 with Lagos number. The customs hereby warn any smuggler or car owner willing to be used as smugglers to desist from the act. Also revealed that on sighting the customs, the drivers of the 2 vehicles ran into the bush. With the recent promotion by Customs Management, some officers has continued to commend the management of Nigerian Customs Service. One of the controllers in charge of Customs College also commended the management for a job well done.
I would like to thank the Almighty God for bringing us to this important day. The manager of Nigeria Customs Service, under the leadership of Colonel Hamid Ali retired, has done well. Over 2,000 officers were promoted at a go. It's a good thing that happened to the service. We appreciate him, we appreciate his management. To whom much is given, much is expected. It is my belief officers will put in their best to ensure that the service achieves its desired objective. There is no excuse for any officer. The welfare of officers in terms of remuneration has been improved. Promotion has come out now. So I don't think there is any cause for any officer to relent behind. We are ever ready to put in our best to ensure that the collective objective of the service is achieved. We are not lucky to have it. Promotion, they say, is a privilege, not a right. And I'm sure with the style of the CGC and its management team, those who could not make it this time around, by the time they go for the next promotion exercise, they will have their way. Promotion, it comes as at when do. So I expect officers to take it easy. They should go for it, and by inshallah, they will have it.
Proud of the CGC and its management, and I was very happy for those that got promoted, especially my squad mates. It was a beautiful time to celebrate. After decorating them, you would remember that only the officers from the rank of assistant controller upwards were promoted in Harvey Road. So decoration continued at the command immediately after Harvey Road. And so those that were decorated in Harvey Road joined the other ones that were decorated at the command. And my watchword at the decoration was integrity and the fact that expectations are higher as the ranks get higher. Really, you know, when promotions like this come, you would agree with me that promotion is part of the incentives that ginger people to work harder. And so, without missing words, you already know that for anybody to have been thus encouraged, they know that much more is expected of them, and definitely it would positively improve revenue generation. because they're going to work harder this time than before. I would just have to commend the credibility and transparency of the management and the annual promotions, which serves as a big incentive for officers. We're encouraged, we thank them, and we expect them to do more. There's hope at the end of the tunnel. I might have to just add this. You know, the fact that anybody is not promoted does not mean the person failed the exams. Promotion in the customs, Nigerian Customs Service, is basically on merit and the vacancies available. So truth of the matter is, if 100 people sat for the examination and pass mark is even 60%, you might find out that all the 100 got between 80 and 100%, but then the vacancies have to come to play. Availability of space, which is vacancy, is what will be worked with. So promotion in the Nigerian Customs Service is always the best of the best. You hardly will find anybody failing the exams. It's always one of the best of the best.
So what's
promotion is one of the very special means of motivating officers. What I have to say about the promotion, recent promotion, is to thank the CGC and commend him for deeming it fit to promote those officers, especially the promotion that is based on merit. You know, the whole idea of promotion is to motivate officers for greater performance. And since this one is happening at the end of the year, it is expected that our officers will be prepared to perform very well in the coming year. I felt very happy, you know, because you know, as a career, you know, one's progression, you know, is very important. Today you are superintendent. After about 2-3 years, you are chief superintendent. One day you are assistant controller, and this progression makes me happy, and also the excitement in the officer you are decorating. Especially, you can see most of the officers had their wives, their family members. You know, everybody. The atmosphere was very conducive. Everybody was happy and excited about it. So it's really interesting to witness such occasion. My officers, one of the things I told my officers is to, if you look at the number of officers promoted and you look at the caliber of officers promoted, you have this belief and the confirmation of a belief that hard works pay, because most of the officers are officers. Ordinarily, if you look at them, you will say they merit the promotion. So it means the promotion was done on merit. And the officers are happy themselves for being meriting the promotion, and today they are wearing new ranks. Especially most of them have their wives and children around. You know, they are saluting their wives and what have you. A lot of excitement in the whole exercise. So we wish to commend the CGC sincerely, most sincerely, for deeming it fit to grant this promotion to our officers. Yes. Certainly, there is this saying that to whom much is given, much is expected. So our officers, especially those who are promoted, are geared and preparing themselves for greater performance. Those who are not lucky to make it, well, the next promotion is around the corner. So most of them are preparing, and they know hard work pays, so they have to work hard. And we are grateful to the CGC for this.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Krikri Lighter Terminal has said that the command will continue to improve on revenue generation in the country. The custom boss says that the command has already surpassed the target given to it by the management. She urged stakeholders to continue to promote government policies to the latter.
Any modesty, like most commands in the country today, the KLT command has met our revenue target already. We have surpassed, and by the end of the year, I am sure you will know if you are yet to. But if you follow our revenue figures as at today, as at the end of November, we have generated over 11 billion. We have generated over 11 billion by the end of November. And our target for the whole year is 10.1 billion. And by this time, we have generated 11.6 billion already. So we look forward to more by the end of the year. So we have met our target already, and we have surpassed. This is a particularly unusual command, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, because in spite of all the odds, especially the gridlocks, the hopeless traffic, and blockages that we have coming in and out of here, I'm sure you'll agree with me that without the stakeholders, without God and the stakeholders, KLT would have been able to do nothing. It takes a lot of sacrifice for our stakeholders, especially our clearing agencies, the agents, the importers, to bring their containers here. It has been fundamentally because of the robust relationship we enjoy with them. And I'll tell them, without God and you, the command is nothing. We appreciate you, and we expect to have a more cordial working relationship even in the coming year. Generally, promoted or not, I want to thank everyone, all the officers in this command, for all the extra efforts they put in place to be at work promptly, to be at work punctually at all times, in spite of all the odds, in spite of the hazards of coming to work on Okadas and going back home on Okadas, on motorbikes, because the road is inaccessible. And sometimes for those, a few of us who cannot do Okada climbing or motorbike climbing, it takes us hours to get there, to get to work. And sometimes when we get to near the bridge, we had to walk to the office. And I'll tell the officers, thank you very much for all the efforts you are putting in place, for being very loyal, for adhering to all extant laws, 100% examination, prompt service. I want to say thank you, and I want to say more is expected of you.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Moritala Command has said that travelers coming into the country should make sure that goods imported are real consignment. The Customs boss said that used tires, compressors, fridges are not allowed at the airport. It speaks more on other consignment as approved by the government and also the management of Nigerian Customs Service when bringing in consignment into the country. The controller said that with more classification, consignment will not be seized by the customs at the airport. It speaks on the articles of trade at the airport.
The goods that are prohibited at the airports are also the same sets of goods that are prohibited from all points of entry into Nigeria. So we could say that the prohibition list is the same for the seaports, for the airports, for the border stations, and every seaport and every entrance into Nigeria. So the prohibition list is the same. When goods are prohibited, it means that there is a fiscal policy of government to control the amount, the quantity of such goods that will be circulated in Nigeria, that will be brought into Nigeria from other countries. And it means that such goods cannot be legally imported into Nigeria. And governments do that by means of fiscal policies that are enunciated either during budget speeches, in which the Minister of Finance will come out and spell out that, okay, this is the direction of economic policies in Nigeria, and for us to achieve the objective of this kind of policies, certain goods would have to be barred or prevented from being imported into Nigeria. It could also come in form of regular circulars, directives from the ministry. It doesn't really have to wait for a budget speech that comes once in a year at different times, depending on the need to fine-tune or rejig certain policies in government. Such a directive may also come to say, okay, certain goods are banned and are prevented as not to be imported into Nigeria. Okay, there are basically two types of import prohibition. We have those importations that are absolutely prohibited, and those goods fall under Schedule 4 of the Customs and Excise tariff. For those categories of goods, they must not be imported into Nigeria under any guise in whatever quantity. Now, the second type of prohibition are those that appear under Schedule 3 of the Customs and Excise tariff, and those ones are importation that are prohibited for trade. This simply means that you cannot bring these products into Nigeria, this goes into Nigeria for the purpose of trading with them. Or you could explain it further and said you cannot import them to Nigeria in commercial quantities. So the first one, absolute, it must not come into Nigeria under any guise, not in any quantity. The second one, you cannot bring them into Nigeria for the purpose of trading. So these are the two basic types. Okay, let's put it together, and I will still repeat the fact that prohibition lists are the same, whether they are for travelers, whether they are for those at the seaports or at the border crossings. The objective of import prohibitions are the same. It's either for us to maintain peace, law, and order in our country, or because there are certain societal values that government seeks to protect, or most importantly, that we know for economic development of the country. So we are looking at our local industries. We want them to grow. We want to create jobs, because when those industries, when those manufacturing companies are in existence, it will have the capacity to absorb as many jobless people as possible. And of course, when these companies operate, this is the reverse angle to this. When these companies are in good operations, when they are utilizing their installed capacity well, they'll be able to employ so many people, and then this will lead to, so many other dynamics, people that are, in the value chain, the tax they are going to pay, the various indirect employments that those companies will create, the marketers, the retailers, the wholesalers, down the value chain. So all of these people will also be paying tax. So this is why governments, take decisions once in a while to create economic activities in other sector. This is why we sometimes say don't import some of these things into Nigeria. Now, in terms of those goods, let's begin to understand that when you have certain things in abundance in Nigeria, or when you have the potentials to have them in abundance, government policies has always been to focus attention on those sectors and see how we can develop them to a level of self-sufficiency and possibly begin to open up the market for exports. So when you have those things, for example, then there will be no need for us to begin to import them again.
Just before we round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where 24 trucks loaded with petroleum products was intercepted by customs alongside with other security operatives operating at the nation's border. For me, Egeseme Etinye, thanks for watching.